Hello, hello, and it's time for another British Guy Reviews American Beer. And today we've got a kind of a strange one, I guess. We have a can of Barrel Fest, and it's from Rahr and Sons, who are a brewery in Texas, in Fort Worth, Texas, I believe. And it is a barrel aged Marzen lager or Märzen lager. Now, I don't think I've had a barrel aged lager before. Had plenty of barrel aged beers, but barrel aged lagers, um, not that I know of. And what's also super interesting about this is I picked it up thinking, oh, it's a Märzen, which usually come in at about 5-6% ABV, and it is a 9.6% ABV beer. So, number one, it's an extremely strong Marzen or Märzen, and number two, it's barrel aged. So, no idea what I'm going to get. Um, Märzens, of course, are a kind of Oktoberfest beer, usually brewed in well, the word Märzen comes from the German month of March, so traditionally brewed in the month of March, and then aged over the summer to be ready for the Oktoberfest. And I think the history was that there were restrictions on brewing in Germany in the hot weather because of the fire risk of brewing in the summer. So they would brew this beer, which was designed to be aged over the summer months when they couldn't brew, and then they would crack it open and enjoy it at Oktoberfest. So really, you see a lot of Oktoberfest Marzen beers on the market around that kind of September, October time. I guess if you stick it in a barrel and age it, then it could be any time of year you're going to drink it. It's now June, so I am drinking my Marzen Lager in the month of June. I don't know anything about Rahr and Sons Brewing except for the fact that they're from Texas. I subscribe I subscribe. I often purchase beers through an app or a website called Tava. I don't know if any of you guys use that, but that gives me the opportunity often to buy some of the beers that I can't, or from breweries that I can't get access to locally. So know very little, like I say, about Rahr and Sons, just that this one piqued my curiosity when I saw it on Tava, and now very interested to crack it open and see what I get. So let's do that. Very unsure because it is a kind of, it's a stronger beer, but it's also a lager. I was very unsure about what I should do in terms of serving temperature. So what I did, I had it in the fridge. I took it out of the fridge about 15-20 minutes ago to give it a little bit of warmth. So it's not super cold. I'm expecting this is going to be a malt forward lager, especially at that ABV. I'm expecting quite a lot of flavor. Didn't want to drink it too cold, so that I can hopefully pick up some of those flavors. Also, didn't have a clue what glass to put it in, so we have gone for what my kind of go-to craft beer glass, as it were, which I quite often drink my IPAs out of and various other things. So let's have a look at the beer. It's, I think, probably a little bit. I'm just going to wipe to see if we've got some condensation on that glass there. No, not so much. So it's a pretty hazy, possibly a bit of chill haze there going on. It's a hazy, deep amber kind of almost a light ruby colored beer. Very small head on the beer, but sticking around nicely. It's a slightly off-white head, but very thin head, thin bubbles. A little bit of carbonation kind of running up the side of the glass there. So what I get on the aroma, First of all is kind of toffee caramel. Then some kind of dark fruit, maybe some raisin in there. A little bit of kind of brown bread, bready aroma. Not a huge amount of hop aroma there. Maybe a little bit of earthiness. A little bit of pepper, a little bit of spice. And I don't know the style or the barrel that this beer was aged in, but I do get a little bit of kind of that of bourbon, like kind of stronger alcohol aroma there. Maybe a little bit of oak as well. Smells really good. Time to jump in and see what we get. Cheers. That is a super, super beer. I get that caramel, a little bit of toast, kind of orange, kind of caramelized orange marmalade type flavors. Get those kind of dark fruits, a bit of kind of raisin flavor again. A little bit of spice, kind of winter spice. Get the sense of the oak barrel more as you kind of breathe the beer back. I don't necessarily get it on my on the palate, but as I breathe the beer back, I get that oakiness coming through. Really, really delicate. That's it's and really, really nice. Touch of that kind of bourbon flavor. It, it, that's what gives it the kind of the taste, the taste of strength. Um, but in terms of the base beer, it doesn't drink like that. That it's up at that kind of 10% mark. If I'd have drunk this and someone had said to me, what do you think the ABV on this? It's super smooth, super easy drinking for such a strong beer. Touch of bitterness, kind of that German traditional German hop bitterness there. So not fruity, kind of that spicy, peppery bitterness. Um, and then what is left behind as the beer kind of washes away is a really, really nice, sweet caramel sensation. Um, but also but not cloying and sticky. It's quite a dry finish. Um, it's velvety smooth. Um, Carbonation's kind of low to moderate, and there's a nice viscosity to the beer, nice body, and all of those, the kind of lower level of carbonation, the thickness of the beer, that sweetness, they all contribute to a really, really nice mouthfeel. Have another look at the beer. You can see how that head's really stuck around and is forming a nice kind of foamy layer on top of the beer, not going away. It's kind of reforming as the beer gets rocked around. Really, really, really nice looking beer. Not little bit in the way of alcohol legs there. I guess you'd expect that for a near 10% beer. I'm going to savor this because when you buy beers on Tava, you never know if you're going to get them again. So I am going to enjoy the rest of this after I wrap up the video. Rating wise, really, really good beer. Really, really good beer. If this is an example of what Rahr and Sons are brewing over there in Texas, then very, 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 very nicely brewed, and I will be trying to find more of their beer if I can. Out of 5, I'll give Barrel Fest, Rahr and Sons Barrel Aged Marzen Lager. I'm going to go for a 4.1 out of 5. If you've watched a couple of my reviews, you'll know that I don't go into the 4s that often, and it has to be a really good beer for me to be giving a 4 plus out of 5. So I give this a 4.1 out of 5. And yeah, if you get the chance, I don't know if this other Rahr and Sons beers are going to live up to this kind of quality, but clearly a very, very nice beer. If you get the chance to buy it, I would definitely recommend going out and getting yourself a can or two of this and enjoying it. So, as always, like, comment, subscribe. Always like to hear you guys' comments. Anyone who's from Texas, do you have you had other experiences of Rahr and Sons? Are they as good as I think they are based on drinking this beer? Have you had this beer? What did you think of it? First barrel aged lager for me. Anyone else had any others that are worth me trying to get hold of? Because, like I said, this was I went into this with a little bit of uncertainty, not sure what I was going to get. Not really too familiar with barrel aging of lagers, and I was, kind of a little bit skeptical, but it really works, especially with this kind of dark Marzen lager. Really works. Absolutely delicious beer. So 4.1 out of 5. Again, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.